I could just hear him like yelling at me. All right, here we go. John, edit here. Hello and welcome to Booklandia. How are you doing today? Yes, it's the end of the year and it's Booklandia. We're going to be with our resident Techlandia radio book expert, Mr. Colby Sharp, all the way from Parma, Ohio, and he's going to give us some books today for your summer reading that you can use in your classroom for next year. So go ahead and introduce yourself, Mr. Sharp.
Well, number one, John, it's Parma, Michigan, man.
I'm sorry, Parma. Oh, where did I get Parma, Ohio from? Is there a Parma, Ohio?
I don't know. We'll have to Google it.
Why? I know you're from Michigan. What the heck? See, this is what happens when you take the day off. You just lose all balance of what's going on. So Parma, Michigan. My bad. I've no disrespect intended. I know that that's very disrespectful to mix those two states up.
It's all good. I forgive you. I forgive you. Yeah, I'm a third grade teacher here at Parma Elementary in beautiful downtown Parma, Michigan. I help out with the Nerdy Book Club, and I'm ready to talk books.
Sounds good. And then if you want to give your, stay tuned. And at the end of the show, Colby will give you a little preview of what he talks about on his new podcast that he just started himself as well. Will you do that for us?
Sure.
Okay. All right. That sounds good. Okay. Give us your first book. What is it going?
All right, we're going to start out, Mr. Samuelson, with Ballet Cat, The Totally Secret Secret. It's by Bob Shea, who you may know from the Dinosaur Versus books. He's done all kinds of awesome picture books. This book is published by Disney Hyperion, and it is the same exact trim size as the ever popular Elephant and Piggy books. And it's told very similar with two characters told all in dialogue. And you have the lovely Ballet Cat who loves ballet more than anything else in the universe. And her best friend, Sparkles the pony, who kind of goes along with Ballet Cat's desire to do ballet every single day. And things are going along all right. Great for Ballet Cat, not great for Sparkles, because Sparkles wants to do something else. Sparkles is a little bit worried, John, that Ballet Cat might not be friends with Sparkles if Sparkles decides not to do ballet. So It's one of those situations where we kind of have to think about our friends and if we're being upfront, being able to talk to our friends. So I think it's a great book for kids. It'd be a great reader's theater, two characters reading back and forth. It's a super fun, super funny, crazy pictures, everything you've come to love and expect from Bob Shea. Awesome book. Ballet Cat, The Totally Secret Secret.
Ballet Cat, that sounds good. And then Sparkles the pony, not to be confused with Sparkle Pony of the Portlandia skit. Did you ever see that Portlandia skit where they have the group Sparkle, where she's Sparkle Pony?
I have not. I'm sorry.
Okay, well, so it's the funny part about that is it's like some big music festival, and then the whole thing is that it's actually the girl that tries to be a Sparkle Pony, I believe, is one of the Decemberists, because the Decemberists, big Portland band. So there you go.
Well,
right there,
you have to introduce Portland to Ballet Cat.
Ballet Cat, okay, that sounds good. Well, if there's anything my daughter likes, it's ballet and cats, so that's right up her alley. Yeah. Nice.
It's going to be a series. The second book will come out in February next year.
Oh, nice. Okay, that's good. All right. What do you got for the second book of the podcast?
We're going to go with a nonfiction picture book, The Amazing Age of John Roy Lynch. The Amazing Age of John Roy Lynch. It's written by Chris Barton, illustrated by Don Tate. And Mr. Samuelson, do you know who John Roy Lynch is?
I was just going to say, I was writing it down and I'm like, John Lynch, the safety for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers?
Oh, that was a great football player. But no, it is not the biography of John Lynch, the Tampa Bay Buccaneer, playing in Tony Dungy's Tampa 2 defense. No. John Lynch was born during slavery. He had an Irish father and an enslaved mother. And that's how the story begins. And it's an amazing story. His dad dies, and things could have been the story could have went one of two ways. If his dad would have chosen to free him and his mom, he could have bought their freedom, but he doesn't, and they end up being sold. And you just kind of see John's story of growing up, and it's quite amazing. He actually in 10 years' time, he goes from being a slave to a U.S. congressman in 10 years. 10 years. So you have emancipation, you just have some really amazing moments in history that kids are taught. And I think for a lot of young readers that I've taught, you kind of think the Civil War and civil rights movement, that all kind of blurs that whole 100+ year time period. And this book really does a great job of bringing kids to that time after the Civil War, before the civil rights movement. I think it's a really powerful and important book.
Oh wow, that's good. That sounds right up my alley. Actually, I do like that kind of historical fiction. Like that interests me, but I don't like it for movies. Which is I like to read about it, but for movies sometimes it just doesn't interest me as much. I don't know why.
This is not historical fiction. This is the real deal.
Oh, this is the real deal. Okay. So, oh wow, nice.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Great historical nonfiction then.
It's just history. It's just
history. That's cool. Okay, I like that. I've never heard of John Ray Lynch, so that one really interests me. Okay.
Yep. And the final book, Mr. Samuelson, and this might affect your family's entertainment budget, because the next book is called Roller Girl. It is a memoir graphic novel written by the one and only Victoria Jameson. And it is the tale of a girl who attends a roller derby and decides that she wants to be a roller girl. And she's terrible. She's just, and this is Victoria's story, right? This is a memoir, and she is just awful. And it's very fun to watch her learn and grow. And it's got one of my favorite, plots that you see in a lot of children's books. It's got the two best friends and a new friend is introduced. And the Victoria's best friend is becoming friends with someone new. And that's a tricky thing when you're a kid. But this book, I believe it's got 4 or 5 star reviews. It is one of the hottest and most popular books in my classroom. It's one of the hottest and most popular books all around the country. It's just an amazing, amazing book. But here's the thing, John. Victoria lives in Portland, and she is still a roller girl.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Roller City Rollers.
Roller City Rollers, okay.
Winnie the Pooh. Winnie the Pooh is her roller name. So you need to go. You need to take the fam. You need to get Roller Girl, get it signed by all the roller girls, not just Victoria. Get your book signed by all of them, and then tweet me a picture.
Okay, I can do. Well, I know I don't have as much cachet as you do, because I see your picture all over with authors here and there, and they're like, you're like their hero, the teacher that knows so much about. Now, I have actually heard of Roller Girl, and I think that the great, and you know my good friend Allison Anderson.
Yes.
Ted Rosisi on the Twitter. So she said we were. This kind of gives a little dynamic into our lives right here. But Allison bought my daughter's birthday was here. She bought her a copy of that book, and Cece, her daughter, I bought her a selfie stick. So there you go, right there. And I really did. That's a true story. But yeah, Allison was raving about that book, and she told me, she's like, oh, I've got to get Gwen going on this one. So maybe Allison will go with me to the roller derby then.
You guys could totally go, and you could take your selfie stick and get a picture with Victoria.
There we go. That's good. And I just moved from Austin, and I never went to any roller derbies, and it's huge in Austin, Texas as well.
Yeah, I've never been either, but it definitely sounds like something that I think would be an experience, something to experience at some point.
Yeah, that's good. Okay, well, I'll definitely put that on the radar then. Well, we went to the drive-in last weekend, and we saw The Princess Bride, and now this weekend they doubled down for us, and we're going to have to go back this weekend because they're playing Goonies at the drive-in. I know, so it's like, I don't know if my family can keep taking it. We have too many kids. One of them's shouting in the background right now. But yeah, it's pretty interesting. All right, and so what are you looking forward to over the summer, Colby? What's on your radar as far as professional development or conferences to go to, or conferences that you might be putting on that you would like to talk about a little bit?
So the big one is Nerd Camp. We have, I think, 765 people currently registered, which is a couple hundred from last year. So that's a little intense. And usually June is a huge month for local people to register. Most of our out-of-staters, but I think we've sold out like every hotel in Jackson County, and we're having a nerdy dinner this year, so you can come and hang out we actually rented an entire brewery. They're closed on Monday, so they're going to open up just for us. So that'll be fun. We got about just under 500 kids registered for Nerd Camp Junior. So we're really looking forward to that. I think 24 or 25 authors. Actually, Victoria Roller Girl, we're doing an art raffle this year. Just kind of buy tickets and can win some pictures drawn by some illustrators. And she actually sent original art from Roller Girl for us to give away. So it's pretty exciting. But yeah, that's the big thing. And I can't really think about anything else until after Roller Girl. Or until after Nerd Camp, sorry.
That's cool. Here, I'm sorry, I'm muting because my son is now screaming at me, but he won't come over to talk to me. That's really cool. And so you have 700 adults and then 500 students for Nerd Camp Junior too. So you have a lot of people going.
Yeah, it's going to be a crazy couple of days.
Oh my gosh. Well, good. I just did our Signal to Noise Film Festival, and we had probably I think we get close to 1,000 people for that all told. And that was very nerve-wracking for me, very nerve-wracking to learn it coming into a new school district. But yeah, it would be, I feel your pain, but it'll be all worth it in the end. That's so awesome that it's growing at such a great pace. Let's see if Adam will come over. Adam will come over. Poor Adam is sick today. He's been good as patient though. So anyway, that's good. Well, any other books that you know of that are coming out, Colby, that you might that to look for? Because I know you always get like the advanced copies. Anything really on your horizon that might be the next Roller Girl?
Well, the next huge giant graphic novel that's coming out later this summer is a book, part fiction, part fact, about Jennifer Holm, the author of Baby Mouse. And she illustrated it with her brother illustrated it, Matt Holm. That's Sunny Side Up. That's their memoir graphic novel. So we're really excited about Sunny Side Up. That book just totally blew me out of the water. But next week, the big book that comes out next Tuesday is Circus Mirandus by Cassie Beasley. And that is an amazing, amazing book. Like, it hasn't even come out yet, and like the movie rights have already been optioned. Like, people are just chomping at the bit to get this one. Penguin's throwing all kinds of promotion and all kinds of time and money into the launch of this book. And I've read it, and it is phenomenal. It's phenomenal. I think you like that one, John. Seriously, Circus Mirandus by Cassie Beasley. Okay,
that's good. Now I was going to tell you. Now you know that with this little guy right here is only one of my 4. You have 4 as well, don't you, Colby? Do you have?
You're only pulling a Steph Curry right now by having your kid as part of it.
I know. So, good. I know, and good for the Golden State Warriors too. I kind of like the Golden State Warriors. So, I did read a book, which is impossible, but I think I'm kind of getting a system going. And I've downloaded like Circa now, so I have that one from former Booklandias. I read one that's a little more of and I don't know how much you go up into like the 9th through 12th grade ones, but I did read one called Me, Earl, and the Dying Girl, which was almost like you were talking about with 2 friends and then a new friend that comes on. And I thought, very adult, very much for the older kids that can handle, the cursing and things like that. But I thought I can because I'm an adult, and I thought it was a great book. I really liked that one. So I don't know if you had suggested that one to me, but I was so proud to go on to Goodreads and actually put down that I read a book for the first time in like 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, it's fun, wasn't it?
It was fun, and it made me want to do more. So I'll see. With the new iPhone Plus, it's a lot easier for me to read on my iPhone.
Nice.
That's why I have to.
I think my favorite quote that I've ever heard, and I can't even remember who it is, Dave Ramsey uses it a lot, and it's, in 5 years from today, you'll be the same person you are, except for the books you read and the people you meet. And I think that is a very powerful, powerful statement.
Well, that is a good way to end, I think. That's a great quote. Well, Colby, thanks for coming on here. Would you like to talk really quickly about your new podcast if people would like to get some more Colby? Because really, you can't get enough good book picks from Colby Sharp. So if they want more, how do they connect with your new podcast? How many episodes have you done of your new podcast?
I've done 1 episode, 6 minutes and 35 seconds is all. So yeah, it's called 10 Minutes with Mr. Sharp. I'm not exactly sure what it's going to be like. I'm not sure how often or when or where, but it's going to be a little podcast where I have one-on-one interviews and have some friends telling some stories. Excited about that, to dabble in this world that Mr. Samuelson has introduced me to. The podcast.
I think that's great, and that's a great. I think that's a great time, and that's kind of. I wish I could ever just be quiet enough to do a 10-minute podcast. I'm not sure. Maybe that's my next challenge. I'll try that art form. Otherwise, people could get. I'm like, yeah, I just talk and talk and talk. So there you go.
One thing, John,
Well,
really,
that's great.
I read something somewhere that said that for every blog, for every 2,000 blogs, there's one podcast.
Wow, that's it. I always kind of look at that for me. That's kind of how I look at myself. I feel like I'm kind of a weak writer, and I like to podcast, and I just feel like that's the way I can kind of get some things out there. And I don't know.
And we live in such an on-demand world and such a go, 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 go. And I love having my professional development and my learning and my stories that can come right to my ears, and I can take them everywhere with me. So
That's good. You know what? One of the things I was on the I don't know if you know these guys. They're great. The Dads and Ed podcast. And it's kind of fun to be a guest on a podcast every now and then. There's some great guys from Nebraska, Iowa, and Missouri. And so one of the things that we had talked about this week that we're trying to do is we're trying to see if we can make podcasts for our school district that kind of like would give professional development a little bit to teachers, since our role as tech coaches. And I'm like, it'd be hard because I wouldn't want to just lecture to them and do a sit and get, fire and forget kind of lecture to them. But I've gone in this last couple weeks, got some interviews with students just talking about what they're doing. And I feel like that might be the way to go, like a 5-10 minute podcast with just like maybe a longer snippets of kids talking about what they're doing and why it's important to them. And so we're going to try it out and see if it works. But I agree with you, because podcasts are on demand. You want to mow the lawn, you can get some professional development maybe. Or
Absolutely.
Get some good book recommendations.
Yeah, there's only so much Taylor Swift we can listen to.
That's right. Well, right. There's only so much. There's some times when, I just have to put the Taylor Swift down. But those times are so few and far between. I don't know. So anyway, well, thank you for being on here, Colby. We really appreciate it. And we'll have to see if we can get a flow going for over the summer then. Or we can always just do it whenever we have some time.
It sounds perfect, John.
All right. Well, thank you for being here. And we will catch you on the flip side.